Hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Brendon. I'm the Associate Commissioner of the MIAA, and I'm very excited to be here today with Alyssa Keptner from Trine. Alyssa, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Alyssa. I am a fifth year senior at Trine University. I'm majoring in chemical engineering with a minor in chemistry, and at Trine, I play lacrosse.
Well, obviously, being a fifth year senior, you have had plenty of time to compete in the MIAA and get a feel for it. What are some of your favorite things about competing in this conference?
Yeah, so I think one of my favorite things about the MIAA is just how competitive, specifically within the Midwest. Lacrosse is kind of a hard sport to have in the Midwest as it's mostly like an East Coast thing. But I really enjoy how competitive all the schools in the MIAA are, and then especially how close they are. I think the farthest in conference drive that we have to do is like 2.5 hours. So I really enjoy just being able to have just the competitiveness within the close area. Especially because I'm from the Midwest, so my parents are able to come to most of the games. So I really enjoy that as well.
What drew you to Division 3 specifically? What makes D3 special to you?
So D3, I knew that I wanted to play D3 when I was in high school, mostly because I really wanted to be able to focus on my education, as my education and my major is really important to me, and so it's going to be my career in the future. And so I knew that if I played D3, I would be able to have a really strong focus on both of those things, both like my education and then athletics.
I'm sure you're pretty busy between your studies and playing lacrosse, but what hobbies do you have outside of that?
Yeah, so outside of my major and outside of lacrosse, I really enjoy reading. I don't have all that much time to do it when I'm in season, but obviously those nice long bus rides to and from games, I'm able to get a lot of reading done there. And then within school, I also actually compete on my school's chemical engineering Jeopardy team. We go to regional and national competitions, and it's just something I really enjoy doing, and it's something that I have a lot of fun with.
You are returning for a fifth year. You've had the ability to use a COVID year. What factors influenced your decision to return for this fifth year?
So, what happened with me was I accepted a co-op, which basically just means I took the semester off. I think it was 2 years ago. I took the semester off of school and I just worked in place of that. And since Trine is a relatively small school, taking that one semester off of school pushed me back a full year for graduation because there were some classes that I needed to take in the fall that were offered in the spring. So, once I realized that I was going to be in class or in school for another full year, my first thought was lacrosse, because I was able to come back for another full school year. And I got that extra COVID year from my freshman year. It really was a no-brainer in my mind just to be able to come back for that fifth year for both school and lacrosse. And it's definitely been really nice to be able to take that fifth year just because lacrosse has always been one of my favorite parts of every single day. I love being able to spend time with my team. I love being able to play the sport. And coming back for that fifth year, it was definitely weird at first because when I came back, most of the people that I had been to school with for the past 4 years weren't there anymore. But I've really been able to rely on my team and just get a lot closer to some people that I didn't necessarily spend as much time with.
How has this extra time impacted your athletic and academic journey? I know you touched a little bit on it, but anything else you would like to add to that?
Yeah, I think it's been really nice for an academic standpoint as well because taking that co-op term allowed me to compete or complete 8 semesters worth of classes in 9 semesters. So I've been able to take a fewer class load or course load during my time. So instead of taking maybe 15 or 16 credit hours, I've been taking 12 or 13, which has obviously given me a little bit more time and a little bit more flexibility to be able to spend more time with lacrosse. And then from a lacrosse standpoint, I definitely feel like the more that I've just been able to play, the more I've succeeded as a player and the more I've grown and I've learned a lot. So I've definitely gotten a lot better in that standpoint. And I'm very blessed to be able to have come back for a fifth year.
Balancing a rigorous chemical engineering program with everything else, I'm sure it's not easy. So, what strategies have helped you manage your time effectively while maintaining a perfect 4.0 GPA?
Yeah, so for me, academics is always something that was super important to me. And I kind of just started it from when I was a freshman, but whenever I would get homework or whenever I'd have assignments to do, I would pretty much just start working on them and pretty much as soon as I could. And that was just to make sure that I could get everything done to the best of my ability to a level that I'm comfortable with. And then also with that, I also have a pretty good relationship with all my professors. Trine is a pretty small school, and our class sizes aren't super big, so that allows me to have a really personal relationship with my professors. They get to know me as a person, I get to know them. Um, we're able to work around my lacrosse schedule, especially in the spring, as that games do lead me to miss some of my classes and some of my labs. But just working with them and having a good relationship with them and being able to come to their office hours pretty often when I'm confused about things. It's just making sure that I can understand the material to the best of my ability.
But we did speak 2 years ago on a student athlete spotlight about some of your co-op and internship experiences, but what additional opportunities have you had over the last 2 years? I know you kind of touched on it earlier, but more specifically.
Yeah, so I did take that co-op term 2 years ago, which I was working for the entirety of the fall semester. And then 2 summers ago, so the summer after that fall, I took off. I went back and I returned to that company. I was working in chemical manufacturing, and I was just a manufacturing or process engineer intern. And then this past summer, I returned to a different company where I was working in animal pharmaceutical manufacturing. And I think all of my internship experiences have just really cemented my love for manufacturing, specifically within the specialty chemical processing. And I've actually been blessed enough to accept a job offer for this coming summer with DuPont, which is a chemical manufacturing company. And I'll be working out of Wilmington, Illinois. And I think that all my internship experiences have really cemented my love for manufacturing and my love for my major. And I've definitely realized I'm in the right major, which is really nice. So yeah.
I like closing out each interview with kind of a fun question. You said you enjoy reading. So, what is your
Mhm.
favorite genre of books to read?
My favorite genre right now is high fantasy. So I've started to get into the Brandon Sanderson universe, and there's so many books in that universe. And so I really enjoy fantasy. I enjoy the stories. I enjoy the magic and the world building.
I love it. Well, Alyssa, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and best of luck to you and your team the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you. It was really good to see you.